Hello, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, and Happy New Year. Well, it is January. We're starting to think about our gardens coming up this spring and dreaming of when we're going to see all those amazing flowers in our garden. It's a really cool thing to visualize and plan and think about what you're going to plant. But here in Southern California, January also means it's time for some rain. Here comes all that rain. And what happens after all that rain comes in? I mean, we love the rain, and we need the rain here in Southern California because of all our drought issues. So rain is a great thing. But unfortunately, the thing that follows the rain, the weeds. The weeds start coming up by the end of January because weeds are just some little annual that is so fast growing. So the weeds can really get frustrating because you see those weeds before you see all the cool flowers. How frustrating. What can you do? Well, I'm going to walk you through 3 steps that you can do here in January. And then if you live in parts other than Southern California, you can do these later in the year, like February, March. But definitely, here's how to stop those weeds before they get started so that you can just enjoy that really beautiful garden that you have been dreaming all about. So here we go. The first step I always recommend to stop those weeds is to put down a heavy-duty landscape fabric. Now, what this does is it stops the weeds because weeds cannot penetrate this when they come up through the soil. The seeds for those weeds are already in your soil. All you can do is stop them from getting sunlight and nutrients, and that will really cut down on the little cycle. So you lay this heavy-duty weed fabric. It's available even at Costco, and you lay it down, and it really covers up a lot of areas in the landscape that you can then use to then put more things on top to cover up those weeds. So once you've laid down that landscape fabric, and then you can see in this one, we did it at this garden, we laid it down, planted the plants, ran the irrigation. Anyway, once you've laid that fabric down, the next step to stopping weeds, and the most important step, is mulch. Now, this is a really important step you can do without steps 1 and even step 3, but you have to do step 2, and that is the mulch. Now, mulch comes in lots of different forms. This is shredded mulch, good shredded weight mulch. The most important part about wood mulch, though, is you have to bury your thumb in it. So the rule of thumb is put enough mulch that you can bury your thumb. 3 inches. You got to do 3 inches of mulch. Now, doesn't necessarily have to be wood mulch. Here's the different kinds of wood mulch. And here's some rock mulch here. You can even use decomposed granite as mulch. Lots of different materials that you can use as mulch. But in order to be effective against weeds, you have to use about 3 inches to really keep those weeds from coming up. Now, it serves 2 purposes. It stops weeds from coming up through the soil, even if you don't have the landscape fabric. It also serves as a barrier from weeds that are blowing in from other people's gardens because those seeds can't find any dirt to grab on and germinate. So again, put that mulch down 3 inches at least. You can even do more depending on the kind of garden that you have. All right, the third step is a pre-emergent herbicide. Now, what this does is it stops the weed seeds from germinating. Basically, those seeds are everywhere in the garden. There's so many seeds, it's just staggering watching them all come pouring up. A pre-emergent herbicide is like birth control for weeds. It stops seeds from germinating so they can't then flower, bloom, create more weed seeds that explode all over your garden. So something like Preen or Amaze is another product that's a pre-emergent herbicide, are really good at breaking up this weed cycle. So I recommend all 3 of these things: landscape fabric, lots of mulch, and Preen. Now, the important thing to realize with Preen, it is an herbicide. So you can't use it in gardens that have small dogs, pets, any of those kind of things. You got to really be careful. You also don't want to use it if you have small children because you don't want it to be ingested. And lastly, don't use it around fruit trees or vegetable gardens, those kind of things, because they can uptake some of the herbicide and can affect to that. So if you're into edible gardening, don't use this. Just put down lots of mulch. Well, that's it. So let's just kind of review those 3 steps. Again, landscape fabric, lots of mulch, and a pre-emergent herbicide like Preen. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much. This is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, saying make sure to hit that like button if you got value from this video, and subscribe to get more of my videos. Well, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.